Hi, do your children or loved ones or romantic partners have fetal alcohol syndrome? Well, I am here today to read to you what I got off of researching because I myself have seen individuals struggling with fetal alcohol syndrome, or I have fetal alcohol syndrome for sure. And not all of these comply with everybody because every individual person with fetal alcohol syndrome is different and they have different morals and values and so forth. So I'm going to read off to you what I researched, and I hope this is very helpful. And then I'm going to make another video about the positive things that I have learned dealing with this myself. And I kind of find it very interesting. So let's get started. All right. Fetal alcohol syndrome, FAS, is a condition caused by prudential alcohol exposure. Side effects include facial abnormalities, growth delays, and brain damage. People with FAS may struggle with learning disabilities, social skills, impulse control, and emotional regulation. They often experience difficulties with employment, relationships, and daily living skills requiring lifelong support and accommodations. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading my own writing. I should have done this a little bit more blah. People with FAS often struggle with executive function, leading to difficulties with organization, planning, and memory. This can cause them to frequently lose their misplace items, making daily tasks and routines more challenging. People with FAS often struggle with time perception, leading to difficulties with scheduling, punctuality, and task completion. They may have trouble establishing time intervals, understanding deadlines, and managing their daily routines. Interrupting others may interrupt. It's ripping apart. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Interrupting others may interrupt conversations, having difficulty with social cues, aggression. Some may exhibit aggression. I have seen this in others. Behavior as physical fights or verbal outbursts. People with FAS might struggle to start or keep conversations going. That is true. Inability to understand sarcasm and humor. That is very true. So if you are trying to mess with someone with fetal alcohol syndrome, don't take it personally if they don't understand that you're just joking, because it is a real thing. And some of us just needs like you to wink at them, or to smile, or do like a side smirk, so that way we know you're joking, because it is real. Might struggle to keep conversations going, an ability to understand sarcasm, humor. They might take them literally. They may struggle with personal space and boundaries. That is one of them. It kind of also depends on how they were raised and what they were exposed to. Spelling patterns. I am a very bad speller. I can read just fine, but when it comes to spelling, I usually spell things how it sounds. So even though I know for a fact it will be incorrect, it to me makes sense. And it does frustrate other individuals. But when people have mental disabilities, don't take it to heart, because this does happen. Reversal, spelling patterns. Reversal might confuse letters or numbers such as B and D. Difficulty with word retrieval. They might struggle with finding the right words or use incorrect words. Trouble with sentence structure, may have difficulty constructing grammatically correct sentences. Emotional regulation, may experience sudden intense mood changes. Difficulty managing stress, they may become easily overwhelmed or frustrated. That is a thing. Especially when you're losing your items all the time, like misplacing your ID and leaving it at a store that you went to, and you have to turn back around and go grab it. Inability to self-soothe. Individuals with FAS may struggle to calm themselves down. Prevalence of FAS. Global prevalence is estimated. Okay, so around the world, we are seeing 119,000 children born with FAS and annually worldwide. Alaska prevalence is higher than the national average, with approximately 1 in 100 births affected. There's a lot of people with FASD in Alaska because, it's cold here. People use it as an excuse to stay warm. But there's just a lot of binge drinking, and it's pretty bad. There's a lot of misuse here. Alcohol misuse in Alaska. Alaska has one of the highest rates of binge drinking. 24.5% of Alaskans engage in binge drinking. FAS is a significant concern given the high rates of alcohol misuse. FAS is a major public health issue in Alaska. It's ripping. No! Okay. I'm sitting on top of the counter in the bathroom. Employment issues. Difficulty maintaining appointments. People with FAS may struggle to keep jobs due to impulsivity, disorganization, or social struggles. You forget a lot of, even if you do it every day, you will forget your task. I'm not joking. You will. And it is annoying. But by personal experience, it does get better. But as long as the job is more you do that job every day over and over and over and over again. So it has to be a repetitive job work, type of thing. Social struggles with task completion. They may have trouble finishing tasks or meeting deadlines. Difficulty with coworker relationships. Individuals with FAS may struggle to build maintain positive relationships with coworkers. That is 50-50 chance. People with FASD are usually people that want to make people happy and are mostly people pleasers, but there are some people with FAS that have really hard time struggling out in the world, and they're just full of aggression, and they have a hard time keeping the relationships at bay. To build, maintain positive relationship. Okay. Mind swipes. This is a thing. When you're thinking, all of a sudden, everything disappears. And it's like you can't get it back for a few minutes or so. Like, you have to, like, wait until it comes back to you. And it's really freaking annoying. And yeah. Mind swipes. Attention struggles may struggle concentrate and focus on tasks. They may experience sudden, unexplained changes in their thought or attention, or their brain can go completely blank due to shock or overwhelming situations. Money issues. May spend money impulsively without considering consequences. Difficulty budgeting, might struggle with abstracting concepts. Addiction risks. Increased risk of addiction. Individuals with FAS are at higher risk of developing substance use disorders, including to alcohol and cannabis. Excuse me. Self-medication. People might use substance to cope with emotion, pain, or stress, or other challenges. Available support. FAS diagnosis and treatment. Medical professions can diagnose FAS and provide guidance to treatment and support. Therapy and counseling. Individuals and group therapy can help with FAS, develop coping strategies, and address challenges. This is very true. I have a really good counselor myself, and she is amazing. She knows everything. Anyway. Therapy. Okay. Support groups. Organizations like the National Organization on Fetal Alcohol Syndrome, NOFAS, offer support groups and resources for individuals with FAS and their families. Also, if you're thinking about like putting your child in a group thing because they're a teenager and they're struggling with this behavior, do Alaska crossings, man. It was amazing. It was fun. You go kayaking, you go hiking, and literally, like, you're not allowed to like look in the mirror. You have to like take all your makeup off, and it's like a cleansing situation, and there's a float house and you get to go swimming, and they definitely feed you, and it's really good food. I suggest that, and then if they continue struggling, they will offer different resource programs, but just make sure that if they don't have like behavioral issues where they're always getting in trouble, don't put them in a facility where they're going to be locked up. Put them in a counseling treatment place or like keep them, going in different programs where they do like field trips and stuff like that. Get to know themselves and everything. That is something you want. You don't want to put someone that's depressed with fetal alcohol syndrome with a bunch of kids that have behavioral health issues, and they're just like, what the heck? Why am I in here? Because that happened to me, and I was almost gone for 2 years, and Alaska crossings was worth it, but don't lock your child up with a whole bunch of kids that have actual, like, raging, horrible, like, that need help in that category. And it's like a whole different thing for your child. So make sure you do your research before you put your kid somewhere, because that is important. Trust me. Support groups, organization. Another thing also, Social Security Administration Office. If they're getting to the point where they need help with, like, they can get their own money from Social Security. All you have to do is call in at like 8 a.m. I know, you have to stay on the phone forever. It's crazy, right? Well, guess what? It's actually worth it. Because not only do you get paid back for the time that you're waiting, like when your child turns 18 years old, get them Social Security disability benefits. They will pay for them to go to a doctor to diagnose them with whatever disabilities they might have. And then that's when they get their benefits. Not only that, but get your kid a social worker. Yes, behavioral health counselor, a social worker, and Social Security disability benefits. And they will take care of the bill, which means when they send that person to the doctor's office that does the prescribed thing, like, oh, she has fetal alcohol syndrome and attention deficit disorder and all this, or whatever your child has, it's paid for. And then you get paid for waiting. And then you get, and if they have spending habits, get a trustee. I know it might be annoying, but I'm actually asking one for myself, and that way no one can take advantage of me and steal my money, because that happens. When your child or you have disabilities, people will be like, oh, you get free money? Well, they will literally try and steal from you or befriend you for your money. So if you have a trustee, you cannot get your rent all of a sudden bumped up $60 more and they're putting in their pocket and saying it's going to your landlord when it's not. Or you're not having friends continuously going, hey, do you have money? Can I borrow this from you? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever, right? No, it's freaking ridiculous. And people will do this to you. Whew, it is so bad. So a trustee, a professional trustee, get a social worker, and they will help you get there. I cannot stress this enough. I am 28 years old, and I'm literally, I'm doing program after program. Like, I have a whole team on my side ready to help me, grabbing my hand and pulling me up. All right. So after this, I'm also going to go through the benefits of, like, how fetal alcohol syndrome, how they, like, developed learning on their own, and all of that good stuff. So if you're literally watching this video, I'm going to be making a video right after this one, and it is going to be worth your time to understand who you're dealing with fetal alcohol syndrome. Because we do learn in a specific way when we have to self-teach. Also, if you know someone with fetal alcohol syndrome, teach them how to cook. Teach them anything you can, because it's actually beneficial. Like, actually be like, hey, I want you to go over into the kitchen and grab this, like, measuring cup and put this amount in it, and, like, have them do it, because it's all in here. It's what they see and what they physically do. That's how you're going to teach them. Straight up. It is very important to teach your kid how to cook, because if you don't, they're going to grow up thinking I don't know how to cook. I was never taught. Medications. Certain meds such as these will, with ADHD or anxiety, may help elevate symptoms associated with FAS. Accommodations and modifications. Individuals may be eligible for accommodations and modifications in education and employment settings and to help them succeed. Some recommendations. Okay, so these are programs to help you with people with FAS. I just kind of looked this up, but there's plenty of programs out there. Wherever you live, just find out where it is. If you have a social worker, they'll be able to actually like look for you and do all this research and blah blah blah. So it's, yeah. Here are some programs. NOFAS, National Organization of Fetal Alcohol Syndrome. FASD United, organization providing resources, support, and advocacy for individuals with FASD. SAMASA, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services and Support for Individuals with FASD. Keep in mind that each individual with FAS is unique and is essential to tailor support accommodations to their specific needs. So there's that for that section, and then I'll be making another post. But so also with fetal alcohol syndrome, people mainly go by what they have learned throughout their lifetime, like personal experiences. You're gonna see that a lot. If they have been through it, they're gonna associate that with this and be like, okay, I'm putting 2 and 2 together and I understand you, because it's just personal experience, you know? People with fetal alcohol syndrome. I'm going to make another video and do a whole thing, so stay tuned. I made a video saying what I was suffering with, that I had fetal alcohol syndrome, attention deficit disorder, and low thyroid issues. All 3 of those are horrible, like, combination together itself, because it just is. But stay tuned and work with me here, because I'm onto something. And also, I also do more journaling on other things as well, and I'm journalizing things from 1996, from the year that I was born on up, that I find interesting itself, and I'm kind of just winging it. So I'm self-teaching myself by looking things up and journalizing it and trying to, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but that's what I'm doing. So, whoa, maybe I am allergic to my necklace. Poop on a stick.